Hi, this is Joseph. In this video, we're going to talk about another question. It's one of the top 10 questions that I get on a consistent basis. That question is, can I select the leverage or lot size I want to use? The answer is yes. You have complete control over the trade copier, the lot sizing, and the leverage that you want to use, and you can change it at any time. Actually, I'm going to show you what the inside of the trade copier looks like so that you can see exactly how it works. So I have the trade copier installed right here, and what we do once we have it installed on the MT4 account, we just drag it onto one chart. When we drag it onto one chart, you're going to see this. This is the inside of the trade copier. We use the FX Blue trade copier at the time that I'm making this video. So we've got the common buttons that we need to have selected, and then the inputs. So this is the inputs. Now, when you sign up, of course, I'm going to give you the channel name. That's what connects your MT4 account to mine through the trade copier. And then you create a username and you create a password and you put that here. You just double click and it gives you the option to open up and enter in the details here in these fields. And if I scroll down here, you'll see the word that reads lot sizing modes. This is where you select the lot size that you want to use. Right now, the way the trade copier is set up, when you receive it, the default is this option here, the second option. And that reads use risk factor. This means that it will use a percentage of your account balance that's available at the time that I execute the trade. And you can see right now, by default, it's set up to use 1% of the available capital in the account. 1%. That is very safe. What would be extreme? Well, very often, just like a general rule of thumb, and it's really all up to you. It's up to everybody. I mean, everybody's got a different idea. You know, their goals, their ideas, their comfort level in the trading system that they're using. All of that will have some kind of an impact, but I would say on the high side would be like 5 or 6%. I do know that people use leverage that's a lot higher than that, and for different reasons. And I'm not going to turn this into a training lesson on what's appropriate for lot sizing, how to grow your trading account. That's another lesson in itself. But this is just to get you set up initially so that the trade copier is executing trades for you. So again, the default is this option right here, the second one that reads use risk factor, and it's set up at 1%. I would recommend starting off with that one, at least in the beginning. And if you wanted to change it, you just double click and you can change it to 2%, you can change it to 3%. Now you can only use one of these three options. These are the three options that you can use to determine the leverage or the lot size that you want to use. So if you had a fixed lot size that you wanted to use, let's say you wanted to trade one mini lot, well then we would double click here and we would put in 0.1, and you can see that now we have two options here. Well, if we leave two options, it's going to confuse the trade copier. We can only use one. So now I would get rid of the use risk factor. I would set that at 0, and then I would click OK. And that means that based on my account, whatever balance you have, I would use a fixed lot size of 0.1. So regardless of what lot size I personally execute on my platform, this trade copier and these options ensure that you will get exactly what you specify, not what I execute. And that's exactly what you want. That's what's going to help you protect your money. Now, you can go smaller. You can go 0.01, something to that effect. You can do any variation, whatever it is you're comfortable with. One thing, though, that I'd like to say is that I see, and I get these questions quite often from new subscribers, and they don't know what lot size to use for the size of their trading account. Some people have $500, some people have $1,000, some people have $100 or $5,000 or $10,000, whatever, and they don't know what lot size is appropriate. The one thing that I would like to say to you, though, is that I would recommend not asking people in a public forum or on a website. I mean, you might get some good answers, but for the most part, everybody has a different idea. And I always suggest that if you're not too sure about what is the appropriate lot size for you to use, contact your broker, because they are the ones who set up your account. They have to give you this information, and there could be some limitations as far as how high you could go on the leverage or how low you could go on the leverage, or I'm sorry, the lot sizing. There could be some limitations with your account that nobody else can see, nobody else knows, except your broker. So your broker's there to help you. Call them, ask them to look at your account, and ask them to tell you what is the right lot size that I should be using for my account. So again, if you want to avoid that, if you just want to use a fixed lot size, I would recommend using the default, which is set at 1% when you get the trade copier. It's safe. You're going to see profits. You're going to see results. If you don't use one of these options correctly, or let's say you're using a lot size or leverage that's too high for your account, the trade copier will ignore the trade that I execute. And it does that to protect the available capital in your account. And you'll see a warning notice that will indicate that you need to just simply make an adjustment to whichever option you decide to use for lot sizing. And that's it. It's just, you just dial in the right lot size or leverage that you want to use, and you're good to go. You won't miss any trades. The trade copier will work just fine. And these are the three options. Now, there is a PDF manual that you get with the installation of the FX Blue Trade Copier. So these details and everything that I'm explaining to you here are also available for you to read and study on your own time.